Is it even a baking competition if one of the bakers don't know that they're in a competition?
I think that's the best kind of competition.
That's the best kind of competition when like the person I'm competing against doesn't even know they're competing. You guys wanted me versus a bakery because we've tagged bakeries up against each other and I've judged their work, but yet I haven't competed. So now I've been stressed for a month and you guys wanted a spring themed and I'm really nervous because Kevin got to choose who the baker was. So who did you pick? Because the cake is in the fridge right now. I haven't seen it, but like it's lingering there. Like I know it's there and I can't look at it.
Do you know the baker who did the one that was like a monster wedding cake?
The one that was probably the most creative cake that we've ever ordered from any bakery?
Yeah, that one.
That's who you chose? Oh, like that's such a good person because this is such a creative competition, but oh my God. We just gave her a Halloween theme and that's what she made. So this time, since you guys wanted spring, I have no idea, but I'm gonna expect that her level of creativity is gonna be like a 10. Because we're doing a spring themed cake design, what I came up with was a lemon cake, because I thought that would be nice and fresh, with a wild blueberry cheesecake filling. I just used my regular vanilla cake recipe, except I zested like 10 lemons and added that zest into my sugar and ground that up together so the zest went like really fine, and just made my vanilla cake batter the same way as I normally did and added a little bit of lemon extract. And I feel like it smells really lemony. I've never tried this before, so I hope it tastes good. I'm just gonna decorate my cake and then we'll review their cake and my cake at the end. A little nervous. I mean, the other bakeries haven't felt the pressure because they didn't know they were in a competition. But for the flavors, we've got the lemon cake and I've got an American buttercream that's kind of molding the outside of it to hold my filling on the inside. And then I made this cream cheese kind of buttercream, but it's so much softer than I thought it was gonna be. So I'm not really happy with consistency. I was hoping it would hold structure a little bit more, but I feel like the flavor tastes really good. So I hopefully like it doesn't go sliding around on me in a mess. And because nothing is in season right now, I got this like wild blueberry jam from Newfoundland. Oh my God, they make the best jams. I feel like the flavors, at least if the cake doesn't work, at least the flavors should be good. So how we determined what kind of price and budget we were gonna give her to work with was I sent the rough design that I'm basing this cake off of to 2 other bakeries to have them quote it. They quoted about $170, so that is the budget that I gave the other baker. I wanna do one of those buttercream spatula cakes. I called a bunch of bakeries before to try to get one ordered. No bakery could do them. And they look so pretty, but they look so technical. I've never done it. There's not that many videos of people doing it, but I've seen Pinterest pictures, so I thought I would do it during a competition. I wanted to do white so it looked very kind of crisp and fresh. And so that way the color of like all the different colors flowers were popping out on top of the white. So I'm gonna pop this in the fridge for like an hour. So that way it's really hard for me to push the flowers against. These are paint tools. What is it called? Like a palette knife. Palette knife thing, and they're all different shapes. That's what I'm gonna use to put the flowers on the cake. And I started mixing colors and realized that most people who are doing cakes like this actually make like a little painting palette with like a bunch of different colors that they can then mix through and blend so that way they get like all those marbled tones. I have no idea, I'm just kind of guessing through this. I just don't really know how to make the petals. Like theoretically I know how to make a petal, but like to like try to smear it onto the side of a cake, that's a whole other, okay, that should be better. Give me the height so I can see better. That'll make the difference. Okay, let's paint with icing. Crap. Decisions. That's what Bob Ross says. Be bold and you gotta just make a decision. This is awkward. It's easy if you just like can turn something. I've just gotta like turn my arm.
Bob Ross usually have shaky hands.
Shh. Oh. For the record, most people's cakes that have this, it looks like odd blobs. Odd blobs together, and then when you put leaves on it, it all comes through and you just gotta trust the process. I'm preemptively being defensive of something I haven't done yet. I feel like it's not that bad so far though.
Doing pretty good. I feel like you just got a little confidence boost.
A little bit. It's okay, but like, do you get like, cause I've got an angle. I'm not trying to make this perfect. I'm trying to like make it a little bit kind of sloppy. I'm not just saying that because it looks sloppy, because it's like a, you know, a sloppy painted look. That looks like a, come on. Confidence back. Now I just gotta do the rest of the cake.
The streets feel alive. We're mixed with life. Goes down, blown down, and life shines back. Go fast.
Oh my God, Archie, Jesus Christ.
All the squeakers going out,
Oh
Arch?
my God.
You knock in. We take us.
Excuse me? I got this like big wildflower bouquet and I picked apart what I thought colors would go kind of really nicely together that would kind of symbolize spring. So I've already wrapped them in floral tape and stuff so they're safe to go into the cake, and I'm just gonna start putting them in. Always hard, because I feel like once you put a flower in, you can't really change it, but that looks kind of cute. I don't mind that. The little green one. See how they're kind of like coming up on an angle? Yeah, you like it. He's given very much approval vibes. Oh, yes. Woo! I kind of love it. The real reviewers are gonna be you guys in the comment section because it's not as sophisticated looking as I wanted it to be. To me, it does scream spring. Like when I want to do a spring themed cake, I do feel like the theme, it says it. I love the height of the flowers. I was really going for that angle look and that big height look. I feel like it all works well together. I wish there was more color depth with the flowers.
Buttercream ones?
Yeah, with my buttercream flowers. Like when I think of wildflowers, like I wish there was a lot more of a variety, but I kind of went with like 4 flowers that I figured out how to do, and I'm like, that's what we're doing. These little, I don't even know what they are. I just started blobbing icing, and it's just like, I don't know what kind of flower that was supposed to be, but it's just like icing blobs, but I think it's cute. This rough icing edge on the top, like I think that looks really cute too, instead of like just smoothing it. One more cake layer, and I think that would have elevated it even more. And now can I finally see what they did?
I've got a question.
Yeah.
If you ordered this cake and paid $170 for it, would you be happy?
When I compare the price to the price that I've given other people and what they've given me, I think this is worth it for the skill level. Not that I'm skilled, but like just because no one would do the buttercream things and the flowers on top.
I think you did a great job.
Thank you.
I love the flower placement.
Right? I'm nervous now.
Okay, I'm gonna go the other cake.
Yes. It's not this big, right?
No, it's not that big. That was the only thing I could find.
Because I would feel very self-conscious if it was this big. But don't do that. Okay. Oh my God. I like the little bird nest. I'm trying to figure out if these are like handmade and edible. They must be.
She said everything on it is edible, and the bird's nest, I think she said, is made of spaghetti noodles.
Creative. I would never have thought of spaghetti noodles. The birds and the nest and the eggs and the detail with that, I not in a million years can make a fawn and figurine to look as good as that. I just can't. And the hand painting on the wings, I feel like are really beautiful. The hand painting on like the eyes are really beautiful. Like I just feel like the details in it are incredible. And I mean, yeah, spring. I call it baby season with animals because we love like driving around during the spring because you get to see all the little baby animals running around. You can see that they would have piped the outline of the flower and then brushed inwards with a wet brush. If you brought in some of these teals into the cake, I feel like that would have helped tie it all together a little bit better, and I would have forgotten the flowers. But the details on the birds, I can't get over it. Like the little eggs in there, that's so cute. I don't know, what are your thoughts? It's hard because like I just made a spring cake that has flowers on it, so I'm sitting here looking at this one being like, what did I do?
I don't know, when I first picked it up, I was pretty blown away by it. But now that you mention it, like roses don't really scream spring to me.
No. And even the color of rose, you know, like these are very muted colors. And when I think spring, I think of colorful, but that's the direction I went in. That was my interpretation of it. When you have a muted cake and a very colorful topper, the topper pops. That is one positive thing. I think it's mainly the roses that are throwing me off. Can I get them side by side? I want to taste them. I'm equally excited to try both of them because I've never tasted a cake like mine before that had all those flavors. So mine again is the lemon cake with a wild blueberry cheesecake filling is what we're calling it. Okay, well the cake slice looks good. Got a little bite of everything in there. Look at the bite. Okay, the lemon came through. The lemon is overpowering the filling though.
Is it?
It is, and that's really sad because I really want to taste that like cheesecake and blueberry, and it's there because I tasted them individually, and it's so good. Here, let me get you a perfect slice. It's my door.
Yeah, that's really good though. It's really good. Yeah, I mostly taste lemon. I don't really taste any blueberry, but I get a little hint of the cream cheese. I like more cream cheese, but that's
Yeah,
really good.
the cake itself
The
is
cake is
really
really
good.
good,
It
yeah.
tastes delicious. It's just I wish that I was tasting more of that blueberry and cheesecake.
This one, the cake part of it is raspberry and vanilla, and the frosting is layers of lychee and raspberry and rose.
Wow, that is a lot fancier than mine. I have never had anything with rose, so I'm super curious. Seems really dense and dry, and I was just poking the cake, and it really does. Like, can you poke that?
Very dense.
Gotta be honest, I don't think I've ever had anything with lychee or rose, so I'm not sure what to think of the flavor. Whereas he's critical. I'm not a big fan of the flavor combination, but that could be my taste buds and not liking that kind of flavor. I'm not being used to that kind of flavor. I think the flavor is really interesting. Not like in other bites. It's like I feel like I like the flavor of it.
I think it's just different from anything I've had before, so I'm having
Yeah, I've
trouble
never had
judging
anything
it.
like that before. I mean, very ambitious with the flavor combination. Mine was very basic. I mean, I used some blueberry jam and some cream cheese. I'm like, yeah, this is blueberry cheesecake. Guys, this is really hard for me to compare anything because I made the cake, so I need you guys to let me know down below what you think of their cake, what you think of mine, what you guys think of the flavors, and what you want me to do next time. Thank you guys so much for everyone who suggested this. Love you guys.